Who might be calling this out? Hello? Who is this? Oh, Amjad, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well though.
I'm doing fine, but I'm having some trouble lately. Well, I'm thinking of buying a car, but I can't seem to make up my mind whether to buy a traditional car or an electrical car.
I see. So you can't decide whether you should buy a traditional vehicle or an electrical one. Actually, do you know that there are many pros of owning one actually?
Really? Can you tell me some of it?
Okay, sure. Let me tell you some of it. So, one of the most obvious one that I think most people would know is the effects on the environment of using an electric vehicle. Yeah. So, how does it actually affect the environment? So, first one is by improving the air quality. It can help in improving the air quality due to the less emissions of pollutants such as nitrogen oxide and particulate matter that can positively impact the local air quality. So you know how they release carbon dioxide gas from the engine and all of that? Yeah, so by using an electric vehicle, it does not release any of those gases. So that is actually one of it. Secondly, reduce noise pollution. And how does it affect the environment? Well, did you know that I can say all of electric vehicles are actually very quiet due to the way their engines are designed. So it helps in reducing the noise pollution, especially in urban jungles. So, and the last one is sustainable materials. As electric vehicles evolve, there is gonna be a growing emphasis on using sustainable materials in manufacturing. So this helps reducing the environmental impact on production process, as well as making each vehicle a step towards a more sustainable future. Any other question? Oh, how does it affect you by lowering the operating costs? Okay, so as you know, an electric vehicle is actually much more simpler than a traditional car due to their parts. So the first one is you have to spend less in servicing your vehicles due to them not having that much parts, or you don't even need to change any fluids or filters. So it can cut down the maintaining costs. So it's quite good at helping in saving money. And secondly, did you know that actually charging an electric vehicle can be way more cheaper compared to using petrol? I found out that usually if you try to fill a full tank, even in a 1 liter or 1.5 liter car, it would usually cost you around 70 ringgit in order to fill up the tank. But by using an electric vehicle, you can just spend 30 ringgits to charge the battery that can drive up to 200 miles. So if you calculate it, your expenses monthly, it is actually a big impact on it. Oh yeah, you heard about the government incentives, right? How the government is trying to encourage people to use. Yeah, so there are actually a few of the government incentives. So the first one are actually exemptions from taxes and fees. So you know that electric vehicle does not have an engine, or more specifically an engine that uses petrol. So in Malaysia, the government actually does not charge you road tax. As you know, road tax can be quite expensive for cars, as cars are usually expensive than motorcycles and all that, and you have to pay every year. But by owning an EV, the government won't actually tax you for the road tax, so that could save you a lot of money that can be used to charging, servicing, which can be considered already cheap compared to servicing a normal car. So did you also know that the governments actually offer direct monetary rebates or cash incentives, and the prices of an electric vehicle such as Tesla in Malaysia can be considered quite cheap compared to in the US. So you can actually find a similar pricing vehicle of a traditional car, but you can buy the Tesla as it can be considered cheap when compared to other countries. And last but not least, the financial incentives. The governments actually provide tax credit as a direct financial incentive to individuals purchasing electric vehicles. These credits significantly offset the higher initial cost of an electric vehicle, making them a more financially accessible choice on consumers. So, what do you think about hearing the pros of owning one?
So it actually makes sense. But after researching it on my own, I also found out that there are a lot of cons in owning an electrical vehicle. So firstly, I found out that electrical vehicles may have a limited driving range compared to traditional ones. This is especially in regions where charging infrastructures are sparse. So, one of my concerns is that I'll run out of battery in the middle of the road and have nowhere to charge. Next, I also found out that charging an electrical vehicle takes way longer than refueling a traditional car, even with fast charging. Since time is money, I don't want to waste my time on unnecessary things. The battery of an electrical vehicle can and will degrade, resulting in more limited driving range. Plus, the cost of replacing the battery can actually be very expensive. That the smartest thing to do right now is to buy a traditional car rather than an electrical one. This is because the cost of owning an electrical vehicle is just too heavy. But maybe in the future, the best thing to do will be to buy an electrical vehicle. Since right now a lot of manufacturers are spending a myriad of time and money to innovate electrical vehicles to be more accessible to the public.
I agree with you. You should first purchase a traditional car, and in the future, if you have the funds, you could actually purchase an EV. I hope that helps you a lot. See you another time. Bye bye.